Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome once again to Radical Reform Radio. I'm your host, Renegade G. Hope everybody's doing all right. As always, please remember to like and subscribe if you like the content. Definitely subscribe. There will be more shows in the future. So today's topic is, one of the topics is the Freedom Caucus is pressing the House Minority Leader, Kevin McCarthy, to launched this long shot bid to oust Nancy Pelosi. And we are also going to discuss Trump's Trump's posting these altered videos and what Twitter's got going on about it. So let's get right into it. So the House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy is being gassed up by the House Freedom Caucus, which is a very conservative group. And they want him to do this motion to vacate the chair so that Nancy Pelosi will be forced to not be the Speaker of the House anymore, to basically give up the gavel. Now, Democrats are already plotting against this move with the various options that they have available. Republicans need a majority of the Democrat-led House to win that, and a Democrat majority kind of makes it easier for Pelosi and her people to clap back at them. And they are already plotting on the clap back, trust me. So McCarthy and caucus chairman Andy Biggs and other people in the group say that basically Pelosi should be removed because she led the impeachment effort on Donald Trump, doesn't allow more floor votes on amendments, and for calling Trump supporters domestic enemies. We're going to get back to that in just a minute, because that domestic enemy thing, that's not even an accurate enough word. So, Dems say that comment right there was taken out of context. Everybody takes everything out of context. That's part of the problems that we're having right now. And that basically they're using it as a publicity stunt. So basically the GOP is trying to push this motion to cause issues for Democrats in the key swing states, districts, but Pelosi, she's still popular. She's still just as popular as she was when she, had that little mini rebellion a couple years ago, and she squashed that. So she's still popping in the house, So GOP efforts to make Pelosi look like a political liability have been failing miserably. Every time they try to do this, it fails miserably, but they're still going to do it again. And it's crazy out here. And another reason that McCarthy is even contemplating doing this is so that he can earn brownie points with the House conservatives, the few House conservatives that they do have. So the Freedom Caucus, like I said, they have a long history of using the motion to vacate move to go after House leaders that they don't like or agree with. Let me see. Oh, such as when the former Representative Mark Meadows, who is actually a Republican out of North Carolina, he's Trump's chief of staff right now, tried the move on Speaker John Boehner. I can't even say this man's name. Bonner. I'm going to say it like that. John Bonner, who is a representative out of Ohio. They never even got to actually vote on that, but he did resign. And that's technically how that motion works. You put that motion forth, it's on the floor, and then they get to vote on it. So, they also threatened Paul Ryan, the Republican out of Wisconsin, with that move when he was a speaker. Now, the Democrats actually changed the rules for using that motion at the beginning of this do absolutely nothing Congress. I mean, I'm pretty sure they don't want to do anything for the American people, but they definitely going to make sure they cover their ass. So, they changed the rules, and it basically says that if the motion causes a vacancy of the office of Speaker, which means if, that motion that they're trying to pass is going to cause empty seat, basically, for whoever's in that seat to move, then it won't be honored unless it was brought forth by a party caucus or conference. So like everybody has to agree on that, and they can't agree on anything. So they can't agree on anything, yo. They can't ever agree on anything. As a matter of fact, that's a good segue into this new stimulus bill that people are so amped up about, and I don't see it going nowhere. Not until not until after the election anyway. They have a whole group of people called the Problem Solvers Caucus. That's who actually introduced this new proposal for the stimulus, and not only just the stimulus, but the unemployment benefits, different amounts of money for COVID testing. What else they got going on? Different amounts of money for school, and like the internet, them being able to get that at-home learning set up how they want to get set up. Let me see. There's a bunch of other things in there. I didn't actually get to write it down, but I will post a link on my Twitter page, and the link, and I'll have the links in the description, as well as the link to my Twitter page in the description of the video. So, yeah, they have a whole group of people called a Problem Solvers Caucus that is actually a very bipartisan group of people. They have 25 Democrats, 25 Republicans, and they basically put in this proposal all of the key points that both sides agreed on. So if I don't know why this wouldn't pass, but I don't have faith in them at all. I don't have any faith in them at all. So basically what's going on is that while America is going through one of the most terrible recessions we've ever had, and people are jobless and struggling on rent and putting food on the table and having to decide between one necessity or the other, these guys are gearing up for a metaphorical food fight. That's what they're doing in Congress. They're not worried about us, man. They're not worried about the little people. They're not worried about regular folks like me and you. All they're worried about is securing their little sources of power and keeping their seats, man. And that's another thing. We don't need career politicians. That's not the original intent of what the original founding fathers had when they wrote in the Constitution that members of the people, members of the public, would go to serve in the Congress or whatever. I don't think that they just totally foresaw any career politicians. I don't think they foresaw that at all, because absolute power corrupts absolutely, right? I know y'all heard that saying before. And the longer that these people are in power, the more corrupt they get. That you have people like Joe Biden, we're going to get to him in a minute, like Joe Biden, who have been in office for years and years, and have done nothing. They have done nothing to help anyone but the people that this government was designed to help, which is not the minorities and people of color, not the poor people, not us. So that is most definitely a reason why that's just, yo, man, if you don't think we need reform after this, yo, these people, they went on break for a month and a half, yo, while everybody else was starving. I mean, not literally starving, but, well, I mean, I guess some people were literally starving. But they went on a break. They went on a break while people were struggling to pay rent and pay their bills and just have basic necessities for a problem that they didn't even cause. None of us caused the coronavirus. None of us. But Senate don't care. House don't care. They don't care at all. All they care about is, you know, um, placating their lobbyists and the rest of the people that put money in their pocket. Um, that's basically what they were doing that month that they were not in Congress voting to help people out. They were making phone calls and trying to secure this donation from this person and company and that donation, and that's all they were doing. Securing donations, securing money for them. They didn't care that America needed help for a situation that the president put them in. Nobody cared. They were just like, yo, we need our money, man. We need our bread right now. So, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. That's why we need reform. Definitely why we need reform. So, let's get into our next topic. Trump shares a doctored video of Joe Biden that plays NWA's F the Police instead of the Despacito song that he initially played. Man, listen. I'm in a lot of different, like Back to Blue groups, different Democrat and Republican groups. I'm in a lot of different groups. I don't want to just have my viewpoint on a situation, right? And for a while, I was really like, man, because I love a good conspiracy theory. And so for a while, I was like, man, you know what? Maybe the Republicans are onto something. Maybe it really is what it is, yo. Maybe it's the news is really fake news, and you know what I mean? Like I was really almost leaning like, yo, I think this might be real. Now, what did it for me, and I really hope it would have did it for the rest of the country as well. I'm not understanding. Well, I mean, I do understand his cult member fan base, because that's exactly what it is. It's cult. I'm not understanding how people can listen to this man say that he knew coronavirus was more deadly than he tried to make it, and he tried to downplay it, and still want to vote for him. Because he not only downplayed it, he turned it into a Democrat conspiracy theory. And people believed it. They had armed protests and rallies to not wear masks and open the economy back up ahead of time and all kind of other stuff, all because Donald Trump said, oh, it's not real. It's not real. It's a Democrat hoax. The China virus is no more deadlier than the flu, because he said all of that. And because he said all that, almost 200,000 people died. I feel like a good chunk of those deaths could have been preventable, at least half of them. And I'm not trying to say that, oh, you know, people should die. I mean, one death was too many from that, but it's a natural course of things. But he could have led by example. And that's what people who follow him are failing to realize. He doesn't lead by example. He just does and says what he wants to say and passes the blame on anybody else when it messes up. So, the video was flagged on Twitter. And this is actually just the latest instance of the White House and its allies spreading lies online. Everybody's going to be politically correct or whatever and call it misinformation. I'm not saying misinformation, because that's not what it is. It's a lie. He's lying. And that's another thing that I don't understand about people voting and the way that I just don't understand how people's minds work. Like, if you were to go to like Walmart, right? And you went to Walmart and you saw something online priced for a certain price, and you went there and you showed them, and they was like, oh, well, we're sorry that it said that online, but this is the price. Instead of that price matching that they doing, Would y'all be upset? Like, would y'all still shop online at Walmart and try to pick up at the store? Like, would y'all still do that? Honestly, because I wouldn't. I wouldn't shop online and then like, oh man, look at this. I can go up here and get this. And then I go up there and it's like, man, well, we have it, but it's not the price that was listed online. It's actually this price for the same product. It's not a different brand. It's not by a different manufacturer. It's not anything. It's the exact same product that you saw online that they have in the store. So if a place where you spend your money at is gonna lie to you, then why would you spend your money there? And that's basically the same thing in politics to me, in my opinion, because if people are gonna just say whatever they want to say just so they can get in office and line their pockets, why do we keep listening to them? That doesn't make, why do we keep voting for them? Like, I don't even understand. We have gotten lazy as a country. Like, we got to research, man. We got to do research. We got to figure out which candidates to support. Honestly, the whole government just needs a total rehaul. I feel like we need to just remove everybody from both parties and just start over from scratch. Short of that, I feel like we should just revamp the whole government, because it's not just corruption on a major scale. There's corruption on a small scale as well. We've got small town sheriffs that have been sheriffs for 30 years and no one's running against them, so they're unopposed and they just do whatever they want to do. Or, you know, like, I'm not understanding why there isn't term limits, first of all. I'm not understanding why there isn't term limits, first of all. There should be term limits for anybody whose job relies on the public's vote. And that's all the way down from the justice of the peace in your local city all the way up to a president. Like, why is the president, why is he the only one with term limits? Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's not the only one, but like, there are people in office that have been in office literally 4 years and have done nothing for their constituents. Like, I need y'all to understand that they have literally done nothing for their constituents. So, let me see. Oh, so Twitter has also added numerous fact check warning to Trump's tweets, including 2 in May that concern mail-in voting, making him sign an executive order targeting social media companies. Now, that's another thing, yo. Have y'all, listen, if you haven't read 1984, go read it, okay? And I know you probably been hearing this title a lot and people saying it's accurate. This doublespeak that's going on right now, this censoring of the media, it's not coming from where you think it's coming from, okay? Donald Trump just passed an executive, he signed an executive order basically trying to get on Twitter because they were trying to make sure what he was saying was true. I don't understand that. Like, why would you have to go after any social media company because they're basically doing their job and trying to keep accurate information on the web, on their platform? Unless what you're doing is lying and trying to push propaganda and pander to your cult followers and keep them all riled up and keep that fear going. I'm not understanding. So, among the Twitter warnings were a warning label about glorifying violence with his "when the looting starts, the shooting starts" tweet. I know that one was a little old, from a little while ago. And him urging his cult members to vote twice. And also a removal of a video that contained 2 toddlers in an altered CNN chyrons. Bro, listen. The whole voting twice thing, that's insane to me, right? Because I really, really and truly believe that they will do it And I only believe he said that because he knows that it's not just going to be an easy win like it was 4 years ago, because the Electoral College really screwed everybody out of the election. Matter of fact, I'm not understanding the Electoral College either, but that's another topic for another time. The constant lies that have come from the president and his administration and his allies made Twitter institute a slate of new policies specifically intended to stop misinformation related to voting, the election results, and the continuing heating up of the race to the White House. Yo, this man lies so much on Twitter that Twitter had to come out and just be like, oh, we need to make all new policies because he's getting reckless out here. And his followers just eat it up. And people, I saw the post on Twitter, and there was some in the comments. It's like, oh, we know it's fake. It's obviously altered. I don't know why they had to put the tag on there. They had to put the tag on there because Trump cult members basically listen to everything this man says, and whether it's right or wrong or severely messed up, they are going to justify it. They are going to rationalize it in their mind and make it okay when it's not. Like with him downplaying the coronavirus. I can't tell you how many comments and different posts I would see like, oh, well, we knew he was doing that. If you knew he was doing that, if you knew that he was just trying to downplay it so there wouldn't be a panic, or if you felt like he was doing what good moms do, just try what good moms do, and when their kids are scared and try to make sure they're not as scared, and they're just trying to make it seem like, oh, it's not that bad. If y'all knew that's what he was trying to do, why didn't you wear any masks? Why did y'all have armed rallies and protests in front of government buildings to not wear masks when mask wearing has been shown to reduce the spread of the virus? I don't understand. It's crazy to me, and the way that their mind works is terrifying because they are literally cult members. They are literally cult members, yo. They have been so brainwashed and enamored with this man for whatever reason, because I don't feel like he's actually accomplished much of anything. Not that he said in his campaigns, he said that he was going to build the wall, only like 3 miles of it got built, said that Mexico was going to pay for it, America paid for it. Everything that he said that he was going to do that either got halfway done or didn't get done at all, they have rationalized it away. And it is insane. So, let me see. Twitter's new policies include putting warning labels on videos that are doctored, posting, they have also banned posts prematurely declaring victory because they're scared that Donald Trump is going to get on there before all the votes are tallied up and say that he won. Do you know why that's an issue? Because of the cult members. The cult members. If Donald Trump gets on Twitter and says he won, and then the votes get counted, and it ends up Joe Biden's good for nothing ass won, yo, it's gonna be hell in the streets, man. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. It is actually gonna be crazy. So I'm actually glad that they're instituting these policies, and they also have expanded rules about posts that are about mail-in ballots and early voting, because of course, he has been saying the mail system is not right, and then that leads back to that comment about, oh well, if you think your vote didn't get counted, go down to the polling station and try to vote twice. Do y'all know that's a felony? I mean, I don't know if we should even tell the cult members that, like, just let them go down there. Let them go down there and catch that charge. And then they'll get to see how the other side lives. So, several top-ranking cult members, Trump's children included, have tweeted political misinformation, and even Trump's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, has gotten in on the fun. Now, listen, man. How bad is American government to where we have a choice between a dictator in training and someone who is clearly suffering from dementia and has been in politics literally for longer than I've been alive and has done nothing but put money in his own pocket and authored a major crime bill that disproportionately targeted people of color and other minorities? How did we get here? Why are people okay with this? We shouldn't be okay with this, man. We shouldn't be okay with this. We should all, yo, there is so much that we can do to remedy this situation. And it all begins with, I don't want to say purge because that's a terrible, terrible word. But we need to replace all career politicians, They all need to be replaced. If you have been in politics longer than 5 years, maybe 7 max. If you've been in politics longer than 7 years, it's time for you to retire. It's time for you to hang it up. Because I don't, this wasn't the intent of the Constitution. We have political family dynasties like the Bushes or who else? Well, now the Trumps now, because he done got all his kids and everybody in on it. The Clintons. Why do we have people who, that's what they're known for, is politics? Their whole life, politics. Why is that? That's not how it should be, man. That's not how it should be at all. That's not how it should be. We as a country, we have to do better. And it's gonna take something drastic for us to do better. It really is. So if you're not prepared for the amount of chaos that is gonna ensue from even trying to institute term limits, because that's gonna be an issue right there, because the Senate members are not trying to have it. I know they're not. But we have to push it through them to make it even an amendment. Or not Senate, the Congress. The Congress members are not going to have it because it's the Senate and the House. We have to do something different, man. We have to do something different. We have to change the system because it is not working, and it's starting to not work for anyone. Not just minorities, not just people of color, not just poor people. It's starting to not work for anyone except for politicians. Why is that a whole class of people on its own? Why are they the ones manipulating and using different causes and organizations and groups to basically keep the American people fighting one another? Because they don't want us to realize that we outnumber them. There's more of them than us. They work for us. That is a public service office. Public service means you serve the people, not the other way around. And that's not how it's been lately. We got to get it together, man. I guess that's it for today. As always, you guys like and subscribe, please. Share if you want. Definitely like and subscribe. We'll have more videos to come. And y'all remember, man, order from chaos. Order from chaos and be a radical. It's good to be a radical. It really is. Y'all be easy.